our grammar section today, we are looking at common nouns, okay? So we all know what those are, don't we? Let's just check that we remember. A noun is a word we use to name a person or a place or a thing. A proper noun names a person, okay? So the name might be Angela, or a place, Brisbane. But we use common nouns for all other objects. So anything else that we can see or hear or feel or touch. So what you need to do is, you've got stacks and stacks of common nouns here, but you've got to decide where they go. Do they go under the school, under fruit, under beach, or under restaurant? Okay, things that you might find in a restaurant. Well, let's have a look. Tablecloth. Well, we would find a tablecloth in a restaurant. This would be the best place to find one. Tablecloth. There we go. Where would we find a mango? Well, we would find a mango. It's a fruit, isn't it? Now, some of these you might think you could find in a lot of places. So you might find a tablecloth at a school somewhere, perhaps. But the best answer is restaurant. We want the best answer. Okay, and mango is a fruit. Okay, sand. Where do you find sand? At the beach. That's the best place. I know you could find sand at school, but the beach is the best place. A whiteboard. Well, generally you would find a whiteboard at school. Okay, and I'll do one more. A menu. Well, you would find a menu at a restaurant. So I hope you understand what you need to do. Just read through the rest of those and put them in the table. Okay? Let's turn the page, and on the next page you've got to try and find your own categories. So you've got two to start with. You've got farm animals and sports. So if you could put all the farm animals you can think of in one column, and then all the different sports you can think of in another column, and then I want you to think of two other topics. So you could have flowers, or you could have, what else could you have? Types of dessert, or you could have things that you would find in a shopping centre. Okay, all different kinds of things. So think of two different categories that you can put there. And then on page 11, exercise 2, you need to write the names of 3 flowers. So let's have a think. Roses, daffodils, sunflowers, jasmine. Okay, I've thought of lots of them, haven't I? Daisy. 2 trees. You could say eucalyptus trees. You could say wattle tree. Okay, what about 4 vegetables? Easy. 5 items of clothing. So a t-shirt, jeans, jumper, tie. Okay, and then 4 things you can see now. So what can you see right now when you're doing this work? I can see a camera, I can see a light, I can see the board, I can see someone called Elle, and I can see a heater up there. So that's what I can see. Okay, on the next page you are very lucky because you've got to find a word to do, which is fun. I want to do a find a word. Well, what you're doing is you've got silent letters. So what you need to do is answer the questions and then find the answer in the find a word. So you've got, I am a baby sheep. Well, it's a lamb, and it's a silent B. We don't say lamb, do we? We say lamb. I am not a finger. Which part of my hand is not a finger? This part, thumb. We don't say thumb, we say thumb, don't we? Okay, and then I'll find one more. I am something a dog does with a bone. That's number 6. Gnaw, and that is spelled G-N-A-W, and we don't pronounce the G, so we don't say gnaw, we say gnaw. Okay, so you can do that, and then jumbled sentences on the next page, on page 13. In exercise 1, you've got to unjumble the sentences. They're all mixed up. You've got to write them so that they make sense. Number 1 says, remember lamb, please feed to the. No, doesn't make sense. It needs to be, remember to please feed the lamb, okay? Or, please remember to feed the lamb. I think that one's better actually, isn't it? Please remember to feed the lamb. Number 2, have hair you combed have your today? Well, that needs to be a question, I think. Have you combed your hair today? All right, so I think I'll let you do number 3 and number 4. Then, if we turn the page to page 14, we're looking at vocabulary. So all of these words have been taken from Dabir and the pyramid. So on the left you've got the words, and on the right you've got the definition, which means what the word actually means. So the word trudge, what does that mean? What did I say? It means to walk wearily along. And that's there, isn't it? The second word under definition. And then you need to choose 3 of these words from above and use each one in a sentence. Okay, we're going over to the next page and we're up to idioms. You need to choose the correct meaning for these sayings. So number 1, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. What does that mean? Does it mean A, you can give someone the opportunity to do something, but you cannot force him to do it if he doesn't want to? Or is it B, sometimes horses are not thirsty? Well, a lot of the time with idioms, it doesn't mean exactly what you think it means. So it's not really about horses. But if you were taking a horse along and you tried to get it to drink water and it didn't want to drink water, you couldn't make it. But what we do is we say, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. What that means is you can't force someone to do something. So imagine if I'd said to you, I really would like you to stand up in front of the whole assembly and read a poem out. Now, if you said no and you really didn't want to do that, there's probably not much that I could do to make you do it. So then I might say, oh, well, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. And that would be the right thing to say. Number 2, I am not interested in fair weather friends. Okay, what does that mean? A, I do not like doing things when it's sunny. Or B, I do not want a friend who is only my friend when I am happy and successful. Well, that's what it means. It actually means B. A fair weather friend is someone who's only friends with you when things are going well and when you're happy. Okay, we don't want friends like that, do we? We want friends who are going to be with us all the time, when we're sad, when we're angry, all the time. Okay, so I'll let you do number 3. While the cat's away, the mice will play. And then proverb is, great talkers are little doers. What does that mean? Well, it means those people who talk a lot and are always telling other people what to do usually don't do much work themselves. Okay, so if you think about school, think about people who are really bossy that you know. They might like to boss people around, but often they don't do very much work themselves.